And we are live for part 2 of animating a Minecraft video. So, last time we left off with this. I know we're going to have to wait for some people to filter in from last time, but I think we need to have a look and kind of improve this, because the original animation that I did last time, it doesn't feel very natural towards the end. Like, I think we've nailed the middle. Like, there's this is like not perfection, but it's like really good. I think the issue that I'm having is kind of this part here. Let me just pin a message in chat real quick. Testing my 5080. Right, yeah, we're just gonna pin that. I probably should have had it ready before, but who knows why I didn't. Alright, pinned. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so I think the issue is coming out, like, right here. From frame 40 onwards, this is where the issue is. So we need to... Oh, of course. Alright, okay. Let's just... Okay, there we go. Alright, so... Okay. Let's can't believe I don't know why, but OBS set it to private right after I pressed go live. Okay, right. So anyway, picking up off. So this is where we left off last time. So we have this animation here of sitting down on a ledge, and I was pretty impressed with that. But I think the issues start to come in from about here, because the hand comes off, and I don't know if that's right. I don't think that it's going to be like a major issue. But I think that maybe there needs to be like a bit of lean back to counteract the balance, because when you go to sit down like this, like, you don't want to, like, if you're throwing yourself forwards like that, there's going to be a lot of forward momentum on the hip bone. So I feel like there maybe needs to be a little bit of like back tilt like that. So we'll just add that in quickly. So then we can move on to some new parts of the animation where we're actually going to be doing some more interesting stuff relating to like Minecraft and actually making this into a proper Minecraft scene. We might even load into Minecraft and have a look around. So for now, so we've got this bone here and it's keyframed to this. So then let's come to about here, which is like 8 frames later. And then we just want like a slight bit of back tilt. Minus 6 degrees. We might also want to move the arms. So let me just save that there. And then we'll also bring the arms forward. Because, like, you know, as you're sitting down, you might have like just some force where you're trying to balance it out. And then after that, let me just stretch this up a bit. After that, it's going to need to come back to like by here. So we'll go back and we'll clear rotation. So how does that look? So that's just like a really slight... I think that's like too much. Let me go into here and view it. So that's probably like needs to come out to here, and then this one needs to come out to here. I think that's too much. Unless the rotation needs to be here, you know, we'll rotate back by like 6 degrees here. And then it holds for 10 frames like this. Maybe even if we have it hold for 5 and then release a little bit. Okay, and then the next part is also to make sure that these arms look kind of normal. Hello there in chat. Good to have you in here. We're just working on this animation, trying to make it look a little bit more natural before we can actually put it into a scene and make use of it. And then we're going to be setting up the lighting and making this into a proper render. So yeah, so this arm comes up, and I feel like it doesn't need to tuck in all the way. And I think the issue is that it's this bone here is holding there, and then as it releases, this bone is naturally set to hug as close to the body as possible. So if we go to here, I feel like it actually, the finishing position probably needs to be like out here maybe. If we do 5 degrees to the side, and then we do 5 degrees out to the side here as well, then that's probably going to help a little bit. And I think that the rock, when landing, it probably helps a little bit. We need to adjust the curves, though, because the curves, it makes it feel a little bit like sharp on this rotation. So maybe if we like make it fade out less, like this. Unless we also bring it forwards, if you know what I mean. So like we make the rock happen sooner and come out slower, like this. Yeah, so we'll bring this over. There we go, like that. And then yeah, I think that'll be good enough. So now we can move on to something else. So I think that we've got like, let me just play it all the way through. We've got like the basics in. Now we need to actually work out what we're going to do. So we obviously need some kind of ledge scene to set up and for the character to sit on. And we could kind of do... So these gold blocks are only placeholders. And we've got some scene ideas for what we can actually... What we can actually do for this. But I feel like it needs to be something high up. But we've got to find a way to also mix in the walk cycle. So if we unhide this, we've got this walk cycle as well, which does freeze up towards the end because it's set to go like all the way to the end. It's only set up to go for the first 40 frames. So I think that's all right. So now we need to mix them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the rig here and we're going to duplicate it over. Let me just select, duplicate it and move it over. Then we're going to we're actually going to clear all of these keyframes, and we're just going to have it as like a plain rig. I don't know the correct way to do this. Once again, like I said last time, this is absolutely not a tutorial. So now we have this. Okay, that's a bit weird. Okay, so we've got this basic pose. Then what we're going to do with that is we're going to take the main bone, and then from there, what we need to do is we need to now go into the action editor and we're going to overlay some of the animations. So, for example, we'll be able to play the walk animation and then at various points blend into the sit-down animation. And the way we do that, as far as I know, this is, once again, not a tutorial. I have no clue what I'm doing. We do this. Then, so now we've got, like, the base animation, which we're just going to immediately get rid of because I actually don't know what that does, what we need with it. So then the walking animation is this one, I think. No, it's not that one. What's this one over here? Okay, right. So yeah, so we need to copy from this one here for the starting of the walk. So I'm just going to go into the editor off screen and I'm going to just quickly save that to an action. So in the action editor, I'm going to go I'm going to save it as the walk animation. So now if I come over into this bottom middle bit here, we're gonna grab this and then we're gonna add it in to here. If I can work out how. I've like, this is my second ever time blending animations together. So yeah, it's kind of just like a bit of guesswork really. So now we're gonna add in the walk animation. There we go. So now we've got the walk animation and we need to set its length to 40 frames. So we'll start there like that. And then we need to loop it twice. Or, yeah, twice, I think. So there's a repeat option. This is probably off your screen, I think, but I'm just changing the basic settings. Right, so repeat twice. And then we're going to go into the timeline and make the animation 80 frames long. Okay, so yeah, so now if I play this through, we should have it do a walk cycle. Okay, hold on a second. So repeat 2 times, 80 frames. Right, okay, so there we go. It walks, it repeats. Perfect. Alright, so now what we can do on top of this is now we can add in the sit-down clip. So I'm going to once again go over here and save the animation for this. So to do that, I go over to here, go into the action editor, and save this as the sit animation. Now from here, hello everyone in chat, welcome in. We're just making some cool animation stuff right now. We're going to be starting off quite simple. We're going to be working on just what we did last stream, just to make sure that the character can sit down after walking for a bit. So we got the walk, and then we need to blend it in by like 10 frames either side. So 1/3 of a setting, second. So then, okay, that is not right. I have no clue what is happening here. Okay, so yeah, this is where it gets a little bit complicated. So we need to combine them. That is not right. What is going on here? All right. So the unexpected effects of the action editor, where I have no clue what I'm doing. So, okay. All right. So we don't want combine. We want replace. And I think the issue is the fact that I'm not in the pose mode. I don't know. We're guessing here together. Like, probably someone chat knows this better than I do, because I'm pretty clueless. All right, so you kind of just sink into the ground there, but for some reason the walk animation doesn't stop. Oh, maybe it's because this needs to have blend. No, that is absolutely not it. Okay, well, for now we've got this, and we need some other stuff. So we're gonna do probably a wave animation next. So yeah, we could do a wave animation. So that would involve the main character. The head has to turn to face the camera, and then the arm needs to go up. Maybe a bit of leaning to indicate like tilting over, and then yeah. So to do that, we're gonna what do we do? So blending the clips isn't working. I'm trying to remember what I did before, because I have done this before, but it just kind of worked last time. All right, so let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this entire second rig, because we don't actually need that for now. And then let's take this one with the walk cycle and duplicate it over to here. All right, so now we've got this. We're going to go into here, and then we're going to clear all the keyframes. Perfect. And then we're going to name this one. We're going to name this wave. So I'm just going to save this as a wave animation. There we go. And then to start off, let's go back to the default position. So we're going to clear rotation. So now we have the Minecraft model like that. And then, yeah, so we've got the base model. So now to do the wave, what we're going to do is we don't really want to touch the legs, because that way then, if we don't touch the legs, we can leave the character walking or sitting while waving. So all we're going to do is we're going to do the arm, the body, and the head. So let's start with the head. First of all, we're going to get it to rotate to the camera. So to do that, we're going to add in a bone constraint. It might be a little bit hidden. It's under the chat for you, probably. Yeah, so we will add a damp track to the camera object, like that. And then we'll just go into our camera in a second, and we will... Yeah, so I'm in the camera view. I'm going to grab the camera and rotate it like this, and you'll see that the character is now looking at the camera, which is great. So that's the first part. The next part is going to be animating the arm. So at the start of the animation, the arm is going to be down here. So then on this frame here, the arm is going to not be rotated, and then maybe it takes like 15 frames or half a second to get the arm into the rotated position. So we bring it up to like here, insert, come down 10 frames, and then, yeah, so how's that for timing? And then down here, then do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to copy this over a few times, like this. Right, so there's the very basic arm wave. Bring the arm back down. And this one's probably going to be like 100 frames, which is just over 3 seconds. And then we can stop that. So then perfect, like this. Okay, so let me just play that through. Okay, so it does feel a little bit robotic. So what we need to do is we need to add in some idle animation to the other arm. Okay, so like this. We will grab this other arm here. And what we'll do is from this frame here, or in fact, we can just like straight up rotate it out like this. Insert a keyframe, and then make sure it's the same at the end. And then just like slowly like drift the arm side to side, like literally like 2 degrees either way. And it's kind of going to be quite random, so it's not going to be like fixed. It's going to make it feel a lot more natural. So I'll just quickly animate that in there. And then we can see, we might need to slow this down. I could use like a noise modifier to just generate this random pattern. Yeah, so then that's just kind of like the Minecraft idle animation when you're in-game. You can just like have the arm slightly moving even though it doesn't really matter that much. So, yeah. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we kind of need a little bit of movement here. And I feel like when you're waving, you're going to have like tiny little bit. So as this arm comes up, you're going to have some momentum that's going to make you tilt over this way. So we're going to go from frame 5 here, and then like come over this way to like here. And then this arm starts to go down to here. So then we're going to come back across a little bit. I don't even know what the rotation is. Okay, I'll just set it back to 0. There we go. So then that's like, okay, that's quite fast. That's very fast, in fact. Let's like go a tiny fraction of that. I feel like that's going to be way too fast. I feel like we could probably get away with like this. Then on the next frame that it's up, like here, and then finish here for the final frame. Probably doesn't make sense too much to someone in chat because like I'm just reading out random numbers, but that's the positioning of where we're going to put all the keyframes just for a simple idle animation. And then to smooth out the, in fact, we probably don't even need to smooth this out. We just slightly loosen off how much the head turns. Okay, and then, yeah, okay. Alright, that's looking good. Okay, so now we've got 3 different animations. If I just zoom out a bit, you should be able to see them all. Yeah, so then we can eventually use these. So now I feel like it'll be a good time to take a break, and instead of working on animations, let's build up a scene. So I do actually have some 3D object scenes for the scene that I wanted to use. So let's go. Oh, actually, I don't have them on me. We can build it up from nothing. So we're going to go for a new scene like this. And we're going to get up my Minecraft block file, which I don't have on hand again like I didn't last time. Let me just put this on loop for you while I'm just in my files trying to find out what I'm going to be using. So yeah, so I've got various Minecraft blocks saved, and I'm thinking we're going to need some kind of high up platform. I did have like a crane in mind, but that's going to be that might be a little bit difficult for building a scene up right now, because I don't have I've got a reference, but it's kind of hard to get into the game while we're live. I mean, we could try. I could get it up, and then I've got a Minecraft setup configured. So let's go into blend, then let's go on to here. I'm just trying to. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm just browsing through my files, trying to find where I put all my Minecraft blocks, because I have like a full project file of all of them. Let's go Minecraft blocks. Bam. Open that up. Move it to the side. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to grab... Let's grab some grass. I'm going to paste in some grass. Here we go. All right. Back in the scene. Where is it? There is supposedly some grass around here. However, I cannot see it. Oh, it's because I'm in pose mode. Hold on. Uh-oh. There we go. Right, paste. Grass block. There we go. Look at that. Right, so now let's make it the correct scale. So if we come over to here, and let's actually just swap this texture out, because gold was good for a while because it's a nice contrast to the blue. But now let's let's swap these out. So we're just going to go like this. There we go. So now we have some grass. And let's make the grass a little bit bigger. So we're going to go 16 by 16 blocks, one whole chunk. There we go. So it's gonna look a little bit tiled there. Let's just have a look how this looks. Yeah, so it's quite shiny. I feel like that's fine for some of the animations I've been doing normally, but for now, let's do let's go and reduce the shininess of this grass. So where do I do that? I've got my roughness value here. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna make it like less shiny. Because like grass can be shiny in the rain, of course, but like for this specific setup, we're gonna just go like a little bit more rough. So probably about there. Yeah, so that's like that's a little bit less shiny, and that'll be good for what we're trying to do. What we can also do is we can go into the world settings and just dim the white reflection down a little bit, just so we can see what's going on here. And we're going to put that down to like 40%. Alright, great. So now we've got that. We've got the Minecraft characters in a basic scene. So we could kind of do with... Okay, so I'm going to try and load up Minecraft. We're gonna have to watch the connection though, because I don't know... Like, I've got a 5080, and like I said, this stream is kind of to test it out and push it to its limits. But I don't know if it can run Minecraft as well as Blender and streaming, so let's have a look. Okay, right. So I'm gonna load up Minecraft, and once I'm in, I'll screen share. All right. So for Minecraft, we need to find a scene that we're gonna use that we can put the character into, and then from there we'll have then we'll have some stuff to work off. So what we're ideally looking for is a scene that the character can interact well with. Let me just put this on put these animations on loop just so you can see it while I'm doing this. I'll take it off. There we go. Yeah, so Minecraft loading up. Today what we're doing, well, we're kind of trying to build up a scene. So I did have the 3D models for the scenes. But unfortunately, I don't have them on me anymore. I don't think. I can actually triple check, but I'm pretty sure because I had some downloads of the scene that I wanted, but I guess that's no longer an option. So what we're gonna do is, let me just check. Where would I have put it? So I would have put it in this folder. And no, I don't actually have anything. So, okay, right. So let's go ahead and... Okay. All right. So I can see how this is gonna... Okay, let's be brief about this. So I'm gonna go ahead and... Okay. All right. So... Alright, let's bring this into OBS. So now you're going to be able to see in-game. Okay, right, so I'm going to try switching scenes, and this could go horribly wrong, but we're going to see what comes up. Let's switch. I actually don't know how to switch scenes. This is interesting. This is the fun of streaming when you have absolutely no clue how any of the stuff works. All right, let me just properties. Okay, all right, so that's working. I'm just trying to work out. So I actually have no clue how to switch. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna add in a new gameplay scene. New game capture. Okay, capture Minecraft. Bam, like that. And then I should probably put that up on top. Where is it? It doesn't seem to want to capture Minecraft. I have no clue why. There we go. So okay, yeah, no, it's just straight up not gonna work. Alright, well, it doesn't seem like Minecraft's gonna be working. I did test this before stream, which is really annoying, so I don't know why it's not gonna work. But yeah, so Okay. All right, back into Blender then. I guess we'll kind of just go off of what we think. Okay, so first we could probably do with like some logs. Let's grab like an oak log as well, because then we've got a bit more variety on top of the grass. Make sure this is scaled correctly, and then align it to the grid. Perfect. And that's a little bit too close to the character. So then we can bring this up like this. Okay, alright, so how is this taking shape? How does that material look? Yeah, okay, so that looks good. It's reflecting a little bit too much green right now, so we can turn that down. So we can go, I'm just in the shader editor right now, just changing over the colors. I don't think I've got that. I think I can actually bring that up. Hold on, let me just show you what I'm doing in the shader editor. The shader editor, there we go. Alright, add a new source. Add in a display capture. Maybe not a display capture, maybe a window capture, there we go. Name it, and then we're gonna show Minecraft. There we go. Right, so now you should be able to see the shader editor that I'm working in. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the color output for this log. And we want to grab the side texture, which we can do here. So then we're going to go mix color, just like this. Then now we can control the color of the log, and then we're going to mix in. Oh no, actually I'm doing this wrong. We need to actually go into the top of the grass to make it less green. So we're going to go into mix color, and then we're going to go light paths. And what this is doing, this is saying that when there's like reflection, it's gonna reflect a different color instead. So if we do this, now you can see that there's less green. So if I take this out, you can see that it goes like kind of green towards the bottom. And what we can also do is we can kind of change the color that it reflects. So we could like make it red, for example. But what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna make it like, we're still gonna make it green. We're gonna make it like so much more subtle, so it's just barely visible. There we go. Okay. So then we're also going to want to bring in some more blocks. So we're going to grab let's grab some yellow concrete. I feel like we could build something like a tall structure here. So we're going to, let's actually switch over to my other Blender file. We're going to go into this one here. So let me just, in fact, no, hold on. We'll do it in this one. I'm losing a little bit of track of what's going on right now because I've got so many Blender windows open and I'm trying to manage it on stream. Right, okay, so we're going to grab a new texture. And we're going to call this one, we'll do yellow concrete. Is my display not updating? Why do I see Minecraft in the background? Has OBS actually just frozen on me? I think OBS might have actually just frozen. I'm trying to work out what it's actually sharing right now. Genuinely, OBS might have actually just frozen. We might have gone over the capacity of OBS. Alright, I'm gonna close Minecraft because it keeps restarting and it's like slowing me down. Alright. Okay, so then we're going to get rid of this. Okay, yeah, no. OBS has just totally died on me. Okay, I don't think that's a problem. I feel like at this point I can save this. I can absolutely save this. Alright, so okay, yeah, no, I have absolutely no clue what OBS is doing right now. I might actually need to stream restart right now. Is that better? It's just like not updating. Okay. Alright, okay, I can see what's going on. There we go. Alright, so I think you can see now. Yes, okay, you can see, but it's like a massive pain. Okay, alright, here we go. So we've got this grass block here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to now use this with a yellow concrete texture. So I've got all the Minecraft textures available. You can get them on Mojang's GitHub page. The repository is Bedrock Samples. And I'm going to go for block textures. If I can find it. Textures, blocks. I'm going to go for... unless concrete could actually be like one color texture and they just like edit the hue. Let's have a look. Concrete. Here we go. Yellow concrete. Yellow concrete. Here we go. Right. So I've dragged that in. Or apparently not, according to Blender. I just can't drag anything in. I have no clue what is going on right now, but we're gonna try moving the file. Okay, there we go. Alright, now let's just refresh this. Okay, and then grab the texture, and then drag it in. Okay, right, so now I'm going to update the texture. So the block on the right here, this solid green one, we're going to now make that yellow. Like this. Perfect, okay. And then it's looking a little bit weird, so we just need to change it to closest. Aha! OBS unfroze. It's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. I don't know why it was frozen in the first place. It just had to catch up. Welcome to the world of OBS and NVIDIA. Okay, so this is looking a little bit bright. So what we can do is if we take a look at the roughness map that we're using, we can just have a look and see that it's all white. So what we need to do is we need to adjust the contrast, and we could probably like really increase the contrast here. We just want to see a difference between all of these pixels. Perfect, like just like that. So now when we bring the color back in, it's really hard to see, but there is like some 3D texture happening here. We could probably even increase it a little bit more with some more contrast. Let me just bring back over the black and white map like that. Like that. Perfect. Okay, great. So here is our concrete texture. So now we're going to also do some more colors of concrete. So let's copy this over and let's do some brown terracotta. So if I go to textures again, this is how slow it takes me to make videos, by the way. So if I need to do something like bringing in textures from Minecraft, I actually have to go in block by block. There's no button to automatically import everything from Minecraft. You've actually got to go in one by one and grab what you need to, or set up some other system to handle it. Right, so okay, now I've actually got to find what the file name is. So it's not terracotta, which is surprising. I wanted to get some brown terracotta. Okay, you know what? We can just use brown concrete for now. Brown concrete. Right, so then what we do is we duplicate this, and we're going to change the name to brown concrete of the material. Perfect. And then we will drag in the file. And then all I have to do is, similar to the yellow one, just update the textures like this. Okay, it's coming out a little bit weird, so let's just change that to pixels. And then, yeah, so it's looking, once again, rather flat. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to the black and white map that we have. And yeah, that's why. So now we have to go back in and change the contrast values that we defined before. Just like this. So it's looking like it could actually just be entirely flat. So, oh, hold on, we're getting some contrast now. Just like this. We just want like a really nice mix of the darker colors and the lighter pixels, just so that they stand out more on the depth map. This is one of my big secrets for how I make my Minecraft textures. Okay, so that's kind of... I feel like we just need to up the contrast a ton and then just play with the brightness. Just like this. Just until we can find it again, it'll be somewhere about here. There we go. and about there. So now we're going to plug the color back in, like this. There we go. And now you can kind of see on the surface, you can see all the pixels individually where we've added in that contrast, similar to how we did with the yellow. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start to... I said we'd do a crane. I don't really know how to do that, but we're just going to... We're going to be placing blocks and hoping for the best. I mean, if Minecraft had worked, then we could have built it in-game, then imported it. But it didn't want to, so we're just gonna kind of hope, I guess. So we're just gonna start placing blocks. So we're in like a 3D environment, so it's not quite the same as actual Minecraft, but hopefully it'll be a similar enough experience that we can just place blocks. So I'm thinking we need like a crane, like a main arm for it. I'm just trying to lay out like the basic shapes for how it would look. So I feel like this would probably work as a crane platform. Yeah, so we've got this kind of arm here, and then of course this would extend. Let me just do like a rough drawing so you can kind of understand what I'm thinking here. Hold on, is my stream frozen? I have a feeling that my stream's just been frozen. Hold on. Oh no, it's because I'm not caught up to life. Here we go. All right, it's fine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have like a crane arm coming over here, and then it's gonna go down. Then there's also a bit that goes back and a tower, and then a bit that goes across the top. If that makes sense. And then you've got like supports going back there. So to do that, what we're gonna do is we want to probably, I don't know. I feel like I should have saved some more screenshots of what I wanted to do, but I didn't. So let me just... I'm going to try out Minecraft again now that OBS hasn't frozen. But I'm guessing that... Aha! Okay, alright. So yeah, that's working. Finally. I don't know what it was. Alright, so let me just take a look. So we kind of want to build a crane. So I've already kind of got a rough model in. But it could definitely do with some reworks in Minecraft. Alright, so let me just have a quick... It will only be a really quick look because I want to get mostly into Blender. Alright, so now let's switch over scenes. Alright, okay, so now we're actually in-game. It doesn't want to switch. I see. I see exactly what we're going for here. So it seems to work on the main menu, but then the moment I actually load into the game, it just refuses. So then we're stuck here. Has it frozen again? It's actually frozen again. Alright, that's fine. You know what? No Minecraft for me, I guess. So yeah, so what we'll do is we will extend this crane platform out. If it decides to unfreeze that, it's probably going to stay frozen for a minute. Let me just check. Is it actually... Yeah, okay, no. I think it's still broadcasting alright, so we'll just continue on. Right, so what we do is then we can duplicate this over like this. And here's like our rough crane platform. And I don't know if we can... Let's try moving this out. I don't know how this will look. Probably maybe like that. I don't know. We can change that after. So you can imagine now that what we'd see is we'd see the characters on top of this crane platform here. I don't know why. It's just a nice high up platform, I guess. So, yeah, so hold on. I just need to go into my NVIDIA overlay because for some reason the live chat is just like covered by the NVIDIA overlay. Statistics, here we go. Right, turn them off. There we go. Alright, so now what we're going to do is for the crane platform, I guess we could build this up like this, I guess. No, I'm all good for the crane reference, I think, thanks. I'm just gonna go by memory. It can't go that wrong. So I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna grab this, like this, and then I'm pretty sure what we'd do is have like a bar going across the top. If we look at it from above, this is, by the way, like the most ray trace Minecraft you're ever gonna see, because it's running cycles in real time on the 5080, which surprisingly hasn't impacted the stream at all. We're getting like 0 impact on the CPU. We've got 0 drop frames, so that's like that's a lot less than I thought we'd get. Right, I have a feeling that actually no, that's probably about right. Okay, so then we want to go up 2 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What if we just bring that up like that? Does that work? I feel like that doesn't work. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, this could work. There we go. I mean, we might end up just, like, going back and importing in a full scene after. But, alright, so then this needs to come back as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spacing here. Okay, so we'll do that. Extend this arm out. So this is what we're working with right now. So that's looking like it's shaping up quite well to be a crane. So let's try bringing this over. Okay, alright, there we go. Yeah, so we've got what appears to be like the base arm of the crane, I think. I think that's pretty good there. I think we could probably start working with this to animate on now. One issue I can see happening here is if I just grab this model, which is a terrible idea to just grab it like that. Hold on a second. Move it up like this. Move it up 5.5 meters like this. Then sideways, bring it over to like, I don't know, let's make sure this is lined up properly, because otherwise it's gonna be all desynchronized. Make sure it's properly, the model has to sit like right here. I've just realized I don't think I copied over the, okay, alright, so I've already managed to mess it up. So because the stretch to point for where the arm rests on the ledge, okay, alright. Well, it was going well, but I feel like now we've run into a bit of an issue where the character just appears to totally collapse. And then just is sitting down perfectly fine. In that position there, which I absolutely did not animate it into. Okay. Hello everyone in chat, welcome in. Okay, alright, so... Alright. Let's move it back. What we need to do, I think, is we need to copy it over with the empties here. So, if we grab this here, where this is where the arm stretches to. Let me just quickly make a new collection for blocks, so this is a bit more organized. You can see on the right side at the bottom the list of all the objects. We don't want too many blocks to just randomly overflow, so we're gonna move them all into like a set folder, just so it's just a bit easier to work with. There we go. All right, so this empty here is where the leg attaches to. You can see this orange cross here. That's where the leg stretches to. So like we can, oh, that's fancy. We can, if I can just grab it, we can. All right, I'm not cut out for 3D animation. Okay, right. So we select both of these, and then we want to put them into the folder with the player rig like this. So now if I'm right, when we duplicate this, yes. Okay, so now it duplicates, and then we can just play the animation. Perfect. All right, so now let's duplicate again this time, but we're going to put the character here. Okay, and then put that there, like that. Of course, of all the blocks, like on the 1 in 6 chance, I put it right inside of a block. Okay, and then we'll go perfectly in the middle of this crane. So the animation is standing up here. Perfect. Okay, all right. So now if we go to the render preview. Okay, so that hand is kind of hanging off. Is that an issue? I feel like that isn't necessarily an issue. We could probably just move the entire rig over. Just going to name that just so it's easier to keep track of. Right, so we could probably put it like right here. Does that get in the way? No, but it's like uncomfortably close, I'd say. And I don't think the crane could go flat. I feel like it has to go diagonal for these kind of vibes. All right, so we've got the animation. The foot kind of does go into the floor there, but that hand really can't go over any further. So, I mean, we could have it like on the tip here, or what we could do is we could actually hang something from the crane, which I think that'd be a good idea. So to do that, let's grab like something that could come down here as like you know, like the platform that holds the chain, I guess. I don't think it's technically called a chain. So right, okay, so we've got this. Then we need to grab some blocks to fill this up. Perfect. And then this kind of needs to be attached. I think this should probably be attached by fence posts. Probably, we could probably get away with quickly making a fence post model, I think. Is that gonna be too difficult? I don't think so. Yeah, let's quickly make a fence post model. So what we'll do is we will take a block of concrete. Oh, that is not what I need to press. Isolate it like this. And then we'll go, what fence? We should probably do like a spruce fence. One thing that I am going to be concerned about is the fact that there might not actually be a spruce fence texture. It might be just the planks. Yeah, so it's literally just the plank texture warped. Okay, right, so this is fine. Fence. Right, so then we'll go spruce. Spruce logs. I'm just going to drag in the texture and we'll have a full spruce block. Okay, there we go. Dragging this in, like this. No, okay, I can't just drag it in. Hold on a second. Just got to save it. Here we go. Drag this in. Then what we do is we can connect this texture up. And it looks a little bit weird right now. We might actually need to go dark oak. We might need something a little bit darker than this. I think that this is going to probably end up being too light for the crane. Is that really what spruce looks like? I thought it was darker than that. Okay, alright. This is fine. We can alternate the textures. Hold on a second. So we'll go dark oak. Ah, okay, alright. I'm learning a lot here about the texture. So the dark oak texture is actually just the oak texture with like less brightness, I guess. Okay, that's fine. Oh, it's called Big Oak, I think. Let's have a look. Let's just open it up and check to make sure, because we kind of want something a little bit darker, but not too dark. There we go. Yeah, that's it. That's the one we were looking for. Alright, okay, so now we've got this. What we need to do is make it pixelated. There we go. We need to go in and adjust the contrast like we did with the other blocks. So this is the process that I normally go through when I'm making the blocks. So to adjust the contrast, just like this, we lower it all the way down so we can just find a nice point of... There we go. Probably something like this, maybe a little bit brighter. Just like that, maybe. I feel like that's a good level of contrast. So now we drag this over. Just like this. Alright, okay. So now we've got this. We need to now work out how to turn this into a fence texture. So I'm going to look up the dimensions for a fence because I'm pretty sure it's like 4 by 12 pixels. Spruce fence. Alright, okay. Spruce fence. There we go. Okay. So spruce fence. It looks like it uses like the if I just go back into local mode, here we go. It looks like it uses the top segment here. And then just trying to work, I'm trying to like piece together the texture. It looks like it actually uses the same texture for all 4 sides. And it uses, trying to work out where it is. It's just like kind of like spot the image like inside of a bigger picture, like, you know. Okay, right. So let's start by going into the UV editing. I actually have no clue how this is going to look on stream, so I might need to quickly adapt. Alright, okay. So here's this. Alright, so we want the top face to probably be like that. In fact, I should probably get the scaling right first of all. So how many pixels tall is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, okay, no, it is the full 16. So then it's 5. I think it's 5. No, it's 4 by 16 by 4. So we'll go into the dimensions quickly, and we're going to set it to the XY dimension is going to be 1 over 16, or 4/16, sorry, like that. Okay, perfect. And now go back into here, and then we're gonna make sure that this top bit here is perfectly confined to 4 pixels, like this. I mean, the top and bottom don't really matter that much, because they're not going to be seen as much. Okay, right, so, yeah, so let's unstretch out these side textures here. What we can do is we can just, I think we can just unwrap these. No, we can't. Okay, alright. You know what we'll do is we will project from view. We'll project both sides from view, actually. Let me just make sure I've got both sides selected. Okay, perfect. Then what we'll do is we'll scale this up so it's the full length. Perfect, okay. Let me just make sure that they are going all the way to the edge. Perfect, and then these go all the way up to the top. And then make sure that they're perfectly enclosed by 4 pixels. We'll just pick any 4 for now, and then we can always come back later. And then for the other side, we will just unwrap here, project from view, scale this up, then make sure that it is going all the way up to the top and all the way down to the bottom. Okay, and then just make sure this lines up with the pixels. So we're going to scale it up on the x-axis a little bit there. Perfect. And just make sure these also align, because I didn't check that before. They don't. Okay, let me just grab the sides. You can see just barely right now the texture is stretching as I move it over. So, okay, so we got that side. Then we'll grab this side here. Just like that. Perfect. And I think, let me just go back to the reference picture. I think that's good enough. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say where the official lines are, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna be like close enough. Like you would recognize that as a spruce plank. Let me just make sure the bottom's right. It needs to be half the size. Let's put bigger than that. Why does it need to be bigger than that? Just like this, I think. And I feel like that's not quite right. I could be wrong here. This doesn't look like the correct top texture. Let's just move it about until it looks right. I think, you know what, we'll just leave it like that. The top and bottom textures won't really be seen. Right, now back to the original project. We need to now put this into the crane. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna make sure it's on the right height first of all, because it's gonna be sitting in here, because it's gonna be like the tracks along the bottom of the crane. We're gonna go like this, drag it in, and then for the second part, we're gonna go across like this, across to the side. Duplicate it and put it in. Duplicate it and put it in the other side. There we go. Right, so that's the main part of the crane. The bit that's going to hold the cargo, I guess. And then this part here is going to hang down. So here is the part of the crane that would hang down. And now we're going to take our spruce logs here. I want to use the spruce logs because I feel like this could be like a lumber crane, where you've got the crane lumber and it goes sideways. Let me just grab this. So sideways here, like this. Make sure it's fully flat. You can't see it. It's just off the side of your screen. Let me bring it on. Yeah, so this, and I don't know how long to make it. Maybe we might need to make it a little bit bigger as well. And I'm not sure if it's going to be the right color because we've got fences here and we've got logs here. So we might need to bring in something like some pipes or something. All right, so now we've got this. Let's drag it down to the correct height. I don't know how low this is going to go right now, but let's just put it here. Let's drag it across to here. Like this. Perfect. Okay. Then bring it across like this. Perfect. That's not quite lining up, so let's just make sure that's perfectly in the center. There we go. And I feel like this probably does need to be a little bit longer. So let's just like move these out and move these out as well. I don't know. That could definitely use with some work, but that's not final. So the other option was to have this rig here, if I just drag it down to the right height, have the rig come over and sit down on here. Okay, just rotate that around. Yes, then where's my... Oh, I'm in the wrong editor. That probably doesn't help. Where did everything go? There we go. Alright. Let's focus on this. Yeah, so then just imagine like... Oh, we could have like the arm leaning on there. Maybe just like some full sideways tilt. Like if I get out my pen. Just like full sideways. Full sideways. Why can't I draw? I don't know why I can't draw. Let me draw in this mode. Nope. Okay, I just can't draw. Let me just... Ah, there we go. Like some full sideways tilt. Maybe not that much. Like that much with an arm up here. And then this arm could wave on the other side. I don't know. My drawing's not good enough to draw all of that. Alright, so... Okay. Alright, I think that's a possible solution. I mean, we could just have like loads of these dotted around. Just like have clones and make that like... I don't know, just something interesting about the scene. Okay, right, so we've got that. For the actual main part of the crane, I'm not too sure. I mean, that might not even be on camera. We might not even need to make that. But we will need to make some Minecraft backgrounds. So let's... Okay, we're gonna do take 3 of opening up Minecraft. And we're gonna open up Minecraft. And we're just gonna grab some random terrain because it doesn't really matter what we're grabbing. We're just gonna grab some random terrain and then load that into Minecraft instead of loading in some other stuff, like manually having to build it. All right, so the last I don't know however many times, the last 3 or 4 times now I've tried to load Minecraft up. It has not worked. So I'm gonna try again. And I know I keep making the same mistake, but maybe it'll work this time. Just maybe it'll work this time. No, it's... Oh, wait, hold on. Yes, come on. Why is it not showing, though? Oh, OBS is frozen again, hasn't it? Has it frozen? Yeah, it's frozen. Okay. Alright, noted. Alright. Perfect. Well, at least I can still... At least it can still be seen on stream, so that's the main thing there. Alright, so we've got this set up. This is a pretty good setup going. We could do with some background terrain. For now, let's just drag in the grass. We've got this grass here that we've made before. And then we're going to bring this all the way down. And yeah, so probably like, how high would this be off the ground? I feel like, let me just get out the pen again. I know the pen, I'm not very good at using it, but so the crane's probably going to go out to like there. With maybe going down to like, try and get a straight line, probably down to like there. I'd say I feel like that's a good cross reference point, or is it? That might be not long enough actually. I feel like that's definitely not long enough for a crane. All right, let's make it a little bit longer. Hold on. We will go out to like, because keeping in mind as well that it's also diagonal. Oh, it's diagonal, so maybe it should be right there. Okay, you know what? Crane, bam, amazing drawing skills. I should absolutely get an award for that. Okay, alright, so now with my amazing art skills, we're going to use that as a reference and probably put the floor about there. Okay, let me just erase the drawing because it's stuck to my screen. Perfect, alright. Alright, so... Great, so now we just need to expand the floor out, which we can do with like a 100 by 100 block area, I think. Like this. Perfect. All right. And obviously this isn't going to be a super flat world, so we'll get some trees in and stuff, but I'm gonna import in the terrain because otherwise this is going to be like a massive pain to make all of that manually, especially on stream. All right. So yeah, so I think that's probably good. I think we've made some good progress this stream. I mean, like we've got this basic scene, we've finished off the sitting animation. We've got like a proper walking animation, which only works for 40 frames at the moment, but yeah. So we've got various animations, and yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it for this stream, and then we'll pick up probably tomorrow or Thursday with some more changes, and hopefully by that point I'll be able to get Minecraft working on stream and also be able to import in some proper assets. So yeah, I think that's all. So yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by. We've had a pretty good stream. It's been fun to work on the project, really. I mean, there's definitely a lot more I can do about this scene, and then hopefully, eventually, maybe a few streams down the line, we'll be ready to render, and we'll be getting into the editing side of how I edit these types of videos after as well. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. See you soon.